It wasn't until the second night that Clara began to wonder if she was going insane. The sounds came again, only this time. They were more deliberate, more forceful. They seemed to echo through the walls, vibrating the furniture in the room. Clara lay in bed, her heart racing as she listened. The scratching grew louder, moving from the corner of the room to the wall beside her bed. She turned toward the wall, her mind racing. Should she call someone? A neighbor? The landlord? No. That was ridiculous. It wasn't like there was anyone else here who could hear it. She was alone in a place that felt more and more like a prison. Clara felt a strange compulsion to get out of bed, to investigate. Her hands shook as she slid off the covers and stood up. She grabbed the flashlight from her nightstand again, more determined this time. Slowly, she walked to the corner of the room where the noises seemed to be coming from. Her mind screamed at her to turn round, to run, but she forced herself to keep going. When she reached the wall, the sound stopped. Clara stood there, frozen. The silence pressed in on her like a weight. She slowly raised the flashlight to the wall, scanning the surface, looking for any sign of damage, any reason for the sound. There was nothing, just smooth, unbroken plaster. Then, without warning, the flashlight flickered. For a moment, Clara thought it was her imagination, but the light flickered again. She shook the flashlight in her hand, trying to get it to work. The beam of light flickered one last time, then died completely. Clara's heart thudded painfully in her chest. Her fingers felt numb as she tossed the flashlight aside, desperate to see anything in the darkness. And then, just as she was about to turn and leave the room, the scratching started again. It was louder now, closer, coming from inside the walls. Clara's blood ran cold as she realized whatever was making that sound was moving. It was moving toward her. Before she could react, a sharp, guttural noise echoed through the walls, a noise like the scraping of nails on stone. The sound was so intense that it vibrated through her bones. Clara staggered backward, her breathing shallow, her mind racing to make sense of what was happening. This wasn't normal. This wasn't something she could explain away. There was something in these walls, something alive. Clara ran from the room, her feet barely touching the floor as she sprinted down the hall to the living room. She threw herself onto the couch, her body trembling uncontrollably. She tried to make sense of everything, to push the terror down into some deep corner of her mind. But the sound wouldn't stop. The tapping, the scratching, the scraping. It was relentless. She couldn't take it anymore. She grabbed her phone and called her friend, Lily.